Peace be with everybody. So, I woke up a couple hours ago and I got to get up early, but it came to me get up. Just get up and focus on what you got to do, no matter what time it is at night, no matter how tired you are. Because I was studying, and then, I dozed off because, your subconscious mind, when you're like overloading it with information to be successful and the things that you need to be successful, you'll mess around and get tired rather than watching something that entertains your just conscious rather than your subconscious. You'll get tired because you're not actually feeding something like, say for instance, when people watch football, they don't get tired because that's something that entertains them on a conscious level rather than their subconscious level. They don't care about, at the time, they don't care about developing themselves. They care about how other people are being developed through that television or on that football screen. Like I just told a brother today, I was like, hey, brother, why don't you just elevate yourself so that way if you want to go and see these people who play football, you can go get front row tickets. You could be on the sideline. Because them people you watching, when you go watch them football games, whether you watching it on TV, they already successful. They already took the steps to do what they needed to do to be successful. So why don't you work on yourself? So when you watch them, you don't watch them like everybody else. You go and see them at the football field. You go and give them a high five. You do these things. So rather than actually watching everybody else, looking at they plate, you need to take charge of your plate. Pay attention to your food before it get cold while you watching everybody else food. No matter how you start. And then another guy told me today, like, I didn't know that Tyler Perry slept in his car for years and he was working on a play. And then some things took place for him that elevated him in life. And like there are other people like Steve Harvey who slept in his car. He slept in his car for 3 years. This man had a family. He had kids and all this, and this man is a multimillionaire. But it doesn't matter where you are in life. The point is where you're going, not where you're at. So instead of watching everybody else play, instead of watching TV all day, work on yourself, work on elevating yourself, and you'll get there. Spend at least, okay, say you work, people, you go to work, say you working 40 hours a week. When you get off from work, spend at least 3 hours, 3 to 5 hours on what your purpose is every day. Say you spend 5 hours a day and you're doing that 5 times a week. Ugh, that's 25 hours a week. Excuse me. So you have to look at things from outside the box in a broader picture. And you can't be worried about everybody else and they plate because your plate gonna get cold because you're watching everybody else plate. No matter where you're at in life, even if you gotta wake up, even if you only get 5 hours of sleep at night, as long as you're focused on where you're going instead of where you're at, you're gonna get there. And you gotta hang around people who got more than you. Hang around rich people. Hang around people who got more than you and ask them to teach you. Don't ask for a handout, but rather a hand up. So you gotta learn to do these things. And the people who didn't help you but had the power to help you, forget them. Because check it out, they're gonna be working for you one day. They're going to be working for you. And the people who shitted on you and the people who talk down about you, guess what? They're going to come to you trying to ask you for stuff one day. So you got to understand these things. It don't matter where you're at. It's all about where you're going, where you're headed. Because you got to understand it's a mental thing. It's about faith. This is a faith business. Everything you do in life is faith-based. You do it because you have faith in it. Rather, it's because your habits are bad or good. You have faith in what you're doing. So you got to change your habits also. Change your habits in what you do. Because a lot of people, I ain't going to lie, like, they got it to where your habits is going to work every day. And when you get off from work, you're so tired to work on yourself. And people make the excuse of certain things. Okay, well, if you got kids, when your kids go to sleep, shoot, or when your kid's playing, or, you know, whenever this is, because I've seen this for a fact. You know, people who got kids, they don't work on themselves when their kids are in their vicinity, and they can control. You can get a controlled vicinity for your kids to be around. Make sure your kids are in that vicinity. Let them know, hey, this is this, while you work on yourself. And your children are going to see you working on yourself, which is going to motivate them to work on themselves, because children do it what? They do what they see. So if they see you doing whatever and acting wild, they're going to do it too. So children, they pick up on things quick. So people always try to make the excuse. Not every woman, not every man, because there's women out here I've met, and they're on their purpose. They're doing what they're supposed to do, and they got kids, and nobody helping them with their kids. Same with men. I've met men in the same situation. They out here getting it because they don't want their kids to go through what they going through or what they had to go through. So it's a thing of actually changing your habits. Like a lot of people, men and women, they get in the habit of thinking with their vagina or with their, you know, with their penis, and they want to go out and have sex with everything around. And then years down the line, you know, they ain't accomplished nothing for themselves. So you gotta look at it like this. If you got kids, or if you want to leave something behind for your grandchildren or your kids, what are you gonna do today to change your habits? It's all about your habits. Your habits could be smoking, your habits could be drinking, your habits could be hanging out with friends, and your friends ain't elevating themselves. Like, you know, when someone's elevating, sometimes you'll see it change here and there. But the point is, elevate your mind, change your habits, and be aware of your surroundings.